Mrs. McGinnis here, and we're kind of winding down our school year, and we're getting close to our last few art lessons. And so today I'm kind of feeling the summer vibe a little bit. As you can tell by my outfit, I'm wearing my kind of a summer tank top, got my sun hat on, and so today I was thinking it would be fun to do a flamingo, because flamingos are kind of a tropical type bird, and you think of flamingos more in the summertime. And so I thought, let's do a flamingo. So I'm gonna walk you through step by step how to draw this super cute flamingo today with its wading in a puddle of water. And then I'm gonna show you how to make a palm tree, a sunshine, and then you can color your flamingo however you choose, okay? So I'm gonna walk you through step by step. Here's what you need. As always, simple materials. Piece of paper, you get it? Piece of white paper, a regular old pencil. Remember, we're gonna draw lightly because then because when we're done, we don't want anybody to see our pencil marks. Can you see mine? I hope not. So, white piece of paper, pencil, and then whatever you want to use to color your picture. And so I used actually a variety of different things. I used washable markers for outlining my bird on parts of it and doing other areas of outlining. I used a black marker for the black part of the eyeball and the beak and the legs. And then I used some crayons, and I used the crayons to color in some of the other parts. And the last thing that I did use is I used some colored pencils. You do not need all of these things. So if you're thinking, Mrs. M, I only have paper pencil, that's totally fine, all right? If you have only colored pencils, use colored pencils or just crayons. If you have paint and you want to paint your flamingo, go for it. If you have watercolor paints, feel free to do that. Oil pastels, chalk pastels. Hey, you could even take this, if you have sidewalk chalk, you could do this outside on your driveway. But make sure you have permission. It's really up to you, which is kind of the fun part of art, is you get to make it how you want it to be. So go get your materials, meet me back here, and let's get started on drawing this adorable flamingo. All right? All right, so you have your paper and your pencil, and our paper is going to go vertically today. We're going to go ahead and be drawing the flamingo you see here, and I'll walk you through step by step how to do it, but we're going to draw super lightly so we can erase. But you might also want to do something like this. This one that I did here, you notice I used watercolor pencils. So I used the watercolor pencils and I drew it and colored it, and then I took a paintbrush and painted over it. So let's draw our flamingo. First thing we're going to do is lightly, I'm going to put my hand on the bottom of my paper because I want to leave that area down below for my flamingo's legs. Because if you make your flamingo too big, he'll have tiny little legs, and flamingos have long legs. So watch me. I'm going to make like a big teardrop shape. Okay, so I started there. I'm going to make it a little darker because that you can't see perfectly. So I'm going to go back over it. Remember, you're doing yours light. So kind of a teardrop on its side. Okay, that's going to be the flamingo's body. All right, so now we're going to add our flamingo's head, and it's going to be a sideways oval. So watch where I'm at. I'm going to go above it, almost to the top of my paper, and I'm going to make an oval. Notice my oval is right above where the pointy part of my teardrop is, okay? All right, now we're going to add the neck. So I'm going to start at the point of my teardrop, okay? I'm going to go out a little and then curve it, and then come up and meet on my oval, a little to the right of the center of the oval, okay? Then I'm going to finish with the next part of my neck. Notice I'm following the curved line I just did. So they're like train tracks, following. So now I have the neck. Flip that pencil around and look, we're going to erase a couple little spots. We don't want anybody to see it. That's why we draw lightly, so when we erase, they disappear. Okay. So now we have our head, the neck, and the body of our flamingo. Let's do the beak. Okay. Add that line. Erase the part of the oval that you see that I'm erasing. Right here, get those little eraser marks off. Now let's finish our beak. We're going to go out and down. Okay. And then connect it. Okay. I'm going to add a little line there, and I'll color that part in later, and then I'm going to add a line going up, so it kind of looks like my flamingo's smiling. Let's do his eye or her eye. On the inside of the eye, I'm going to do another small circle, and then I'm going to add another tiny circle. We'll color those in later. Doing okay? All right, next step. Let's see here. We're going to add the legs. So I'm going to take my pencil. I'm going to go down. Oh, it's not a perfectly straight line, but that's okay. I'm going to add 3 little lines for his feet. The next leg is going to cross over the first leg. So I'm going to go down and kind of diagonal a little, and then I'm going to shoot over and curve it, and then I'll add his little toes on there. So it looks like he's got his leg up, okay? The last part of our flamingo is adding the feathers, okay? So kind of watch. I'm going to kind of go out a little bit here, okay? Then I'm going to erase a little bit of the bottom there that you see. Okay, get those little marks off, okay? And then we're going to add that tail feather. So kind of watch what I'm doing here. I'm going to kind of feather it up a little here and in. And then I'm going to go out a little, and I'm just going to kind of make some little marks there to make it look like they're little pointy feathers kind of coming out for the tail feather. Now remember, yours does not have to look just like mine. They will all be a little bit different. And actually the first couple flamingos I drew today before I did my video, they weren't perfect, and I didn't love the tail feathers, but that's okay. It wasn't that big of a deal. Let's add the feathers for the wings. So I'm going to do a kind of a curved line. Okay. I'm going to do another curved line, and notice they kind of touch each other. And then I'm going to do another curved line. See how they kind of meet? And it makes it look like it's feathered wing. So now we have our flamingo. Let's add a wavy line going across for water. Okay. And now we're going to draw a palm tree. Okay. Now the trunk of the palm tree, you're going to notice, if you watch and follow with me, okay, the bottom of the trunk is kind of fat, and the top of the trunk gets skinnier. So do you notice that? See how it gets bigger at the bottom? So follow with me. We're going to start with our trunk. We're going to make one line. It's going to be curved. Okay. Now watch. We're going to start back up here, right next to it, so kind of close, and then slowly as I follow that line, I'm going to get further and further away so it looks bigger at the bottom. Okay? Doing okay? Skinny at the top, big at the bottom. All right. So now we're going to make the palm fronds. Okay? Now this is going to be frustrating for some of you, but I don't want you to get discouraged. So I did a line on each side, and notice they're curved. Palm fronds are pointy at the end and bigger toward the trunk. Okay, so do you see how I did that? Okay, I'm going to do another one on each side. See how I did that? Pointy at the end. So I'm following my lines. Okay, there we go. Do another one. This one's going to go up a little bit. Okay. I don't really like that one, so I'm going to erase it. Remember, if you're drawing light, it shouldn't matter if you erase and start back over. So this one I'm going to go out, and then let's see here. How am I going to do that? Like that. Okay? All right. So we have our palm tree. We have our flamingo. We're going to add a little bit of a light crisscross there for the palm tree trunk. And there we have it. Add a little sunshine there. If you want to, you don't have to. It's up to you. And there we go.
Okay, so now you are free to color and add details to your flamingo and your picture as you see fit. So I just want to give you a little bit, just a tip on the palm tree, because if you notice, this palm tree looks a little bit more like smooth type of a palm tree, and you can tell this has kind of the palm fronds on it. So I kind of wanted to show you how to do that real quick, and then I'm going to leave you to go ahead and do the rest of your tree or the rest of your picture however you want to. Okay, so here's what I did. I went ahead and I outlined a palm branch. See how I did that? Now watch. I'm going to take my marker, and I am going to start at where the green marker part is, and I'm going to go out. And I'm gonna make a whole bunch of those. You see how I did that? Okay. See how they're kind of going with it? They're not going, okay, I didn't go like this. That's not what I want it to be. I went like this. Like they're kind of laying down with the palm tree. Does that make sense with that? You're going with the lines, okay? And the same thing on the bottom part, kind of going along the same direction, okay? I'm gonna do that on all of my trees, all of the little branches, and okay. It will help it it'll make it look more full, like a real palm tree, okay? So I'm gonna get all those in there. If you have a few that look like they're having a bad hair day, no worries, okay? And then I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna do some in here as well. Following same direction. And then after I'm done with that, I'll just take a green crayon and I'll color the rest of my palm tree in. See? Oh, I gotta get it in here a little bit so they're kind of following, kind of like a firework almost. And then I'm gonna color it in with a little bit of a green crayon, and that's what you'll get. That's how you'll get that true looking palm tree. So go enjoy yourself. Go color your flamingo. Maybe you want to do a family of flamingos. Maybe you want to do the watercolor like I showed you before. Maybe you want to try it on the sidewalk. Have some fun with it, and I hope that you enjoyed learning about these flamingos today. Bye, boys and girls. Summer's almost here.